Do you know where you were on December 22nd, 2016? Because that's the last time the East Catholic Eagles lost a regular season basketball game. And tonight, they head to what is arguably their toughest opponent of the past few years, the Windsor Warriors. Number 1 versus number 2, and it's live on game day. Casey O'Neill along with the sports doctor, Keith O'Brien, and without a doubt, the premier game of the year in the state of Connecticut, defending state champions East Catholic, the team that beat them last year, Windsor, 1v2, Titan versus Titan, and the atmosphere reflects it.
Yeah, it is a hopping joint to say the least here tonight at Windsor High School. And a little payback on the minds of Windsor tonight as East Catholic comes a-calling. The students are fired up. I'm fired up. And again, this is 1 versus 2. This, my friend, is no joke tonight.
69 consecutive regular season wins for East Catholic. That's absurd. However, last year in the finals of the CCC, they lost in an epic game to Windsor. They had beaten Windsor during the regular season, and then they avenged that loss in the state finals with a Division I win. Now, we'd like to welcome all of you watching on Game Time CT and the Journal-Enquirer. For those of you back home in southeastern Connecticut, you have back-to-back state champions in Waterford. You've seen what Division III and Division II basketball is all about. Well, tonight, you're going to get a pure dose of Division I basketball in the state of Connecticut.
Yeah, this is big time. And we'll start with East Catholic, the defending champions, Casey. They bring back just one returning starter off of last year's team. Is it a working progress? Is it a rebuilding thing? Not so much. We're back to being 11-0 and undefeated. And as for Windsor, everybody thought Windsor was going to be the creme de la creme in the state. They've got 3 losses, but let me tell you something. They're the teams in Florida, prep schools, by the way.
Yeah, you know, Matt Noling, who is the Yale-bound star of East Catholic, if you're going to start over, start with a Division I star who's smart enough to get into Yale. That's a really good way to rebuild. On the other side of things, there's just athletes galore and really talented players on both teams, and we're going to talk about both of them. But before we do that, let's also talk a little bit about the atmosphere here tonight, because it's an important aspect. They could have moved this game anywhere they wanted to and gotten 3,000 people. There were 350-plus people outside, and you see there with the lovely Day logo.
Sure.
This place is packed to the gills. There's 500 people outside getting turned away. I had to work my magic just to get in. It's a little crazy tonight.
It's crazy, and what's even crazier is I got a cheeseburger in the cafeteria before the game. Ken Smith, the Windsor head coach, was dealing the cheeseburgers, so it's a family affair here. And like you said, this is probably the toughest ticket you'll see all year long on a high school basketball game.
A sports doctor spent more time at Windsor High School than he did when he was at Wheeler.
It's true. It's wow. This place is fired up. The fans are crazy. Listen, you had a chance to get on the floor and talk to some of the players, and they are fired up. Windsor feels it's a little bit of a payback game. East Catholic comes on the road, and they know what they have to do to send a message not only to Windsor but the rest of the state. You
see there the Windsor High School Warriors, ranked 2 in the state, undefeated in Connecticut. They are ready to come out and take the floor, and when they do, this place is going to erupt. East Catholic as well. Storylines all over the place in this game tonight. From, Windsor bringing back, Rider-bound Corey McKeithen, Primo Spears, but super freshman Troy McCoy, and then sort of the final piece, if you will, transfer from South Windsor, Justice Ellison, who was a star at South Windsor, now finding his way here at Windsor. I mean, this is a very good basketball team, averaging over 90 points a game in Connecticut.
Yeah, it's crazy. They've scored over 100, 3 different times this year already? And I had a chance to talk to Coach Ken Smith, like I said, before the game, and I said, are you where you want to be right now? And he said, no. And he said, I'm glad I'm not, because it's only January. So he talks about peaking at the right time. He likes the building process of his team. He likes the direction his team is going, but he still sees more potential in them.
And, on the reverse side of things, life of Riley. If you're generation after generation at East Catholic, O'Reilly as coach, and, if it wasn't enough, you got a Hurley playing for you, so you got coaches all over the place with East Catholic. These two teams know each other very well, and that brings me to the point that I want to ask you. Tonight, I have a feeling it's going to be a situation of you don't know me. And what I mean by that, you don't know me, is which of these teams is going to be different than what the other team expects. Does East Catholic come out and say, we're going to just play our ball control offense, we're going to play our lockdown defense? Does Windsor say, we're going to run and press, or does somebody blink and change what they want to do?
Well, I don't think in the beginning of the game a team will blink. Maybe they'll have to make the adjustments along the way, but if you talk to both these coaches, I think they're going to tell you, this is our style. We're going to try and impose our will on the other team. Again, Windsor likes to run, gun, go get it. East Catholic likes to play solid D and take care of the basketball. East Catholic, Casey, has given up 40 points or less 5 times this year. They only given up 42.7 points a game on a defensive end. So you want to talk about stingy? That's East Catholic.
Yeah, arguably the best offensive team in the state versus the best defensive team in the state. Number 1 versus number 2. And, sometimes there's too much hype surrounding a game, and sometimes
not this time.
Sometimes you don't even necessarily hype it up enough. I mean, this game is everything you want. You got the crowd, you've got the teams, and you've got maybe 7 players going off to play college basketball. So we look forward to it. More athletic than you're used to seeing in high school basketball in Connecticut. A lot of these guys will be playing around the rim. You've got long-distance shooters, dynamic point guards. What else would you want as East Catholic comes out, Yale-bound Matt Nolan, the star, and the home crowd. You can see the smiles on the face of East Catholic.
They're getting the business. They know it. They're on the road. This is, quote-unquote, a hostile environment indeed.
And this is why the game may not have been moved. If I'm Coach Kenny Smith, I'm saying, I'm not going to the Civic Center. I want this one right here.
Why go to Central when our fans are right on top of you? We're going to breathe down your throats, for 24 minutes.
And here come the Windsor Warriors. They're pounding the mats down by the locker room. They are ready to go. Now, throughout the course of tonight's game, you're going to hear me reference a lot of different players on East Catholic. But who doesn't love a good limerick? And you got to love when you've got triplets and 2 of them play basketball. Brody Limerick is going to be an important factor in tonight's game. But here come the Warriors on the home court. And, of course, you're going to talk about their dynamic players. Let's meet sort of the players to watch in tonight's game.
All right, sure thing, Casey, for Windsor. How about Primo Spears? Senior guard can fill it up on the offensive end. Can knock down a long-range jumper or take it to the rim. Spears can flat out score. Primo is also a big part of this Windsor signature defensive pressure. Huge statement game for Windsor tonight. Spears and his teammates will have to bring their best to send a message to their arch rival. And for East Catholic, yes sir, Matt Nolan, only returning starter from last year, and Nolan has emerged as the team leader on the floor for head coach Luke Riley. He's a double-double machine. Riley does a little bit of everything for the Eagles on both ends of the floor. Matt is headed to Yale next year to continue his basketball career, but would like nothing else than to go out in style and win another state championship.
When we talk about all these dynamic players, let's talk for a second about Windsor senior Shamar Leapart. Now, he's known to his teammates as Showtime, but you know what? It's not about that. It's about his dedication to the game. He fights back. He's had a broken ankle twice in as many seasons. Now he's just returned back to the court for tonight's big rematch with East Catholic.
All right, let's go. You're on defense.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Shamar has been with the program for 4 years. He's been hurt and injured, and he's been cleared to play, which is a great thing because we just like his effort, and he's just a great, great team guy. Well, we call him Showtime, and he gives us everything, and that's why we call him the name Showtime. Not because he's fancy or does a lot of things, but he shows up all the time, and that's the great part about him.
I fractured my ankle last year, probably mid-December before the season. And I was out for about 10 games. And I just went through another injury this year, another fracture in my same ankle, out for another 10 games. And my first practice back was today. It was hard. It was hard because you're sitting in the game watching them play. Either you want to play, but as a team player, you got to encourage them, tell them what to do, doing it wrong, and help them out no matter what. I always came to practice because as a leader, no matter what happens, you always got to come to practice. That's your job. Team first.
He buys in, he listens, he does a lot of great things, and he's just one of those good, heartfelt kids who probably, deserves more, but doesn't usually get the big accolades, and may not play in college, but he's just a good guy. I think he's going to be somewhere positive in life, and doing some big things. Maybe bigger than basketball.
I'm feeling good. You just gotta go through your reps in practice, not play around, and I got to get my ankle feeling better, and then that's really it. Just gotta go through the same thing I've been going through before, just get better. Once you get back in the game, it feels so good to keep playing and just keep on playing. It feels so much better than just sitting on the bench. I'm thinking about Mohegan again, but you can't think that far in the future. You always gotta think the next game. So a lot of things going through my head right now, a lot.
Bumps, bruises, and for the love of the game, this young man has battled back through everything to get back on the floor for his senior year and have a big year this year.
Yeah, he's sort of the energy guy. He makes them go a little bit with all that determination. Now, basketball doesn't just have its roots in Windsor. It's got deep roots at East Catholic, too. How about this? Third-generation head coach Luke Riley is coaching third-generation player Drew Hurley. That name sounds familiar. Oh, yeah, he's the son of UConn men's basketball coach Danny Hurley.
It's always fun coaching a coach's son. I was a coach's son. I played for my dad. It presents a unique opportunity. It's great because I think there's a refreshing viewpoint. If you've been in those shoes at all, it's just a little bit of a different perspective. Coaches' kids are different. They're into it. They understand it. They kind of understand the magnitude of each game and every win and every loss. And it's just kind of, you connect with them on a different level, which has been really fun with Drew because he gets it. He's a team-first guy. Anything you want, he values the practices, he values the team experience, and he values winning.
My grandpa was basketball Hall of Fame coach, high school, phenomenal record, multiple state champions, like national champions. My uncle, Bobby Hurley Jr., played at Duke. It's a lottery pick in the NBA. My father, played at Seton Hall, 1,000-point scorer. Now coaches at the University of Connecticut, head coach, and now my uncle is actually coaching at Arizona State. Two brothers, just coaching, just keeping the tradition alive. It doesn't define who we are, but it's obviously a big part of our life. It's how we meet people. We met a lot of great people in our lives who, push us to where we are today. So it's great in that sense, but it's a roller coaster, of emotions. So
leadership's a big thing. He's very vocal, and having an extension of me and having a coach on the floor and as many coaches that you can get on the floor. He definitely fulfills that role because his IQ is high. He's been around the game his whole life, and it's been a blast having him. And we're enjoying the heck out of it.
Obviously, in the back of your head, you always just want to impress, your family. It's not so much of impressing other people; it's about impressing your family. But, I'm so lucky to have, Coach Riley, the guys here on the team. They're great, so they always have my back, and I don't have to worry about any of that stuff. So.
The humility of the group really speaks to what we're about. We're always about the next game, and we feel like any gym we go into that, we can be beaten any night. And I think we prepare in a way that, we really respect the opponent and everybody just kind of fulfills their role and it can change from game to game and nobody matters because we're a bottom line business and the bottom line is we're trying to get out there and win every contest we can.
Never mind his dad who coaches at UConn, his uncle who coaches at Arizona State, but how about his grandfather for a couple of wins or two at St. Anthony's down in New Jersey? This young man has the pedigree, he's got the heart, and he wears it on his sleeve. Great kid, great competitor.
Most families play football at Thanksgiving break. I think they probably go out and pound it on the hard courts. Now, this game has stars on the floor. It's also got stars in attendance, and one of those are Joe Morelli over at Game Time CT, and he had a chance to talk with ours truly, the sports doctor, earlier. Let's take a listen.
Well, he's from Game Time CT in the New Haven Register, and he is Mr. High School basketball in the state of Connecticut, Joe Morelli. Joe, Windsor, East Catholic, big-time matchup, big-time atmosphere tonight.
Well, I was very happy. It remained 1 versus 2. East Catholic started out the year number 2, Windsor number 1. They flip-flopped by the time of our next poll. You're a voter, It was very hard deciding what was going to happen with Windsor losing 3 games in Florida, but we got the matchup everybody wanted. As you can see, it's a sellout crowd here hours before game time.
Now, the podcast is called Courtside with Joe Morelli. And you had a chance You had a chance to speak to Coach Riley this morning.
Yes.
What's your feel from him and where this team is at? Obviously, 1 returning starter this year. Are they in mid-season form right now?
I think they are. I think Listen, they treat this game like any other game, and that's been their mantra. I mean, they haven't lost a regular season game since December of 2016. That's a long time. I might have actually had hair back then for that. What I will say is that is why they've been able to do this. I think they're ready, and I think they're ready for the hostile environment they're going to see tonight.
Well, they're going to see when Windsor's team they beat last year in the state championship game. 3 losses from Windsor, all through prep schools down in Florida.
Right,
Ken Smith has got this team kind of clicking right now. Over 100 points, 3 or 4 times this year already.
Yeah, Corey McKeithen going to Ryder, Primo Spears, a star in football, star in basketball. He may play both sports in college. He has not decided yet, and he got Ellison to transfer from South Windsor. So it's going to be a very interesting game. I think Windsor needs the game more than East Catholic because they're the ones who lost in the final last year. They've been circled this game on the calendar. If they don't win this game on the road at home, I'm not sure how they react from this.
Well, their season could go 1 or 2 different ways.
Yes.
Joe, listen, great stuff tonight. Are these the 2 best teams in the state right now?
They are the 2 best teams in the state. They're the teams I've been voting 1-2 all year long. And I think they will see you. I think the people who are here and watching on your webcast are going to see a show.
He's Joe Morelli. I did not ask him about his 9-iron or his pitching wedge because it's too cold outside.
Well, it is, but I just got my clubs regripped, so I'm ready to go.
All right. Thanks a lot, Joe.
All right, thank you.
Oh, thank you, Joe Morelli, for spending a few minutes with our own sports doctor. And he agreed with you, sports doctor. You can't hype this one up enough. It's 1v2. I don't think there's much left to say, but what is your final thought here?
I'm in awe, to be honest with you. I'm in awe of the crowd. I'm in awe of the atmosphere. I'm ready for a big-time matchup. I think both these teams will play pretty well tonight. I agree with you. Who's going to impose their will? That's going to be one of the keys to the game.
Minutes away from tip-off. Join us for tip-off and more. It's Titan versus Titan. You've got it live on theday.com.
At The Day, our journalists are in your community, talking with business owners, attending town meetings, analyzing data, talking to government leaders, reporting on the issues that matter most to you. Since 1881, we have been serving our community and will continue to do so 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Never miss a day of news. Enjoy convenient home delivery right to your doorstep, 7 days a week. Subscribe at theday.com/membership.
The following is a presentation of The Day.
It is, simply put, the game. Number 1 East Catholic and number 2 Windsor. Defending state champion versus the team they beat to win the state championship. East Catholic, undefeated under Luke Riley, just keeps getting better. Dynamic Matt Noling can do it all. Luke Stroll can shoot it from anywhere, and who doesn't like a good limerick? The Eagles are a complete team that at times seem unbeatable, but not to Windsor. Ken Smith's Warriors are also undefeated in Connecticut, and remember their thrilling conference tournament win over East Catholic a year ago. Primo Spears is electric, Corey McKeithen lightning, and with super freshman Troy McCoy and dynamic transfer Justice Ellison, these Warriors are looking to avenge last year's loss. To be the best, you have to beat the best. Can East Catholic remain undefeated on their quest to go back-to-back? Or can the Warriors feed off the home crowd and launch themselves into number 1? We find out. The stars are out, and the game of the year is upon us. Who is number 1? It's the Warriors and the Eagles, Titan versus Titan, and it's on game day, live on theday.com. A capacity crowd, literally. There is no more room at Windsor High School. 1 versus 2, East Catholic and Windsor, moments away from tip-off, and we're now time to join us with the sports doctor for his keys to tonight's game.
All right, Casey, the sports doctor's keys to the game. For Windsor, play fast, run and score. Windsor has scored more than 100 points 3 times this year. Limit turnovers. East Catholic plays stingy D. Take care of the basketball and don't give them any extra opportunities. And how about a little bit of home cooking? Ride the emotion of the crowd and the environment. Big game tonight, gotta bring it. For East Catholic, lock it down. Play that tough D. No opponent has scored more than 59 points versus the Eagles this year. Control tempo. dictate the pace on the offensive end and be productive. Last but not least, how about the Eagle has landed? Huge road test here for East Catholic. Get off to a hot start and take the crowd and the energy out of this gymnasium.
I am so looking forward to how loud it's going to get here tonight. We are primarily southeastern Connecticut, and we're used to the John T. Conway Gymnasium in New London or
Waterford High School, the X,
filling up. There is no better atmosphere than a high school gym when it's packed. This balcony is a fabulous aesthetic for the gym. We are happy to be here, and we're moments away from the game. And when I say you can't fit another soul in this building, I mean the fire marshal and the police aren't going to let you.
Listen, you had to pull a few strings yourself to get into the building, my friend. You almost got left out in the cold out there.
I'll tell you right now, there were about 500 angry people when they saw me get my way into this building. But
you didn't use that, don't you know who I am?
I did not.
I am the play-by-play guy.
I said I was.
Your name was on the list.
I said I'm the sports doctor, and they turned me away.
No, they let you in with open arms.
True story. I got offered $150
for your ticket
to get somebody into this game.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, you take $75 a piece. We're good to go. So it's lunch money for the week. But yeah, this is one of those special nights in high school sports. I do believe across the state this year. You're going to get a few nights that really, really bring it. I'm looking forward to this. And again, we don't get a chance to see these teams too often because we're in southeastern Connecticut. We see NFA, it's number 6 in the state and undefeated. We've seen a lot of Waterford State Championship the last few years. But this, for me and for you, it's a special treat.
Well, this is top of the line. This is Division I basketball. 2 best teams in the state. We're not talking about an old Lyme who might be the best team down in Class S or the Division IV. We're not talking about Waterford or even East Lyme. We're talking about the best teams in the state of Connecticut, hands down. Now, you mentioned NFA, and they're probably the best team in the ECC.
Yeah.
And they got a big test Friday night. They'll be playing against East Hartford.
Yeah.
East Hartford, who this Windsor team had a big-time matchup with earlier in the season. One of the games with which Windsor struggled.
Yeah, 78-74 win over East Hartford back on the 17th of this month. So, and Windsor's only had a couple of those close games, 83-74 over the Hill House earlier this month. But for the most part, outside of that little trip down to Florida, they've been dusting people. And then for East Catholic, their toughest game of the year was back on December 30th, a 64-59 win over Northwest, giving Northwest their only loss of the year.
Yeah, these teams have both played great competition. I think in many ways the difference might be those games down in Fort Lauderdale.
Could be.
That Windsor played in so much as East Catholic is probably not the best team Windsor's played this year. But I think Windsor's probably the best team East Catholic's played this year.
That's a very fair statement. Those games were played down in the Villages, by the way. You know that place down there?
They went all the way down in the Villages to play those games?
Yeah, prep school teams.
They had to play them at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Everyone's asleep by 5:30 down in the Villages.
But again, this is the let's just see where we're at and what we got. And, when you talk to some of the kids from Windsor before the game, I got a mixed reaction. Is this a payback game? Was it talked about maybe in the locker room or the week leading up to the game? A couple of the kids said, no, it wasn't mentioned. And a couple of kids just kind of grinned and winked at me. So what does that tell you?
I think what Joe Morelli brought up a really good point that for for East Catholic, this is another game. They have to treat this like it's just another one. But I'm not sure that's the case for Windsor. As much as they might pretend it's so, I think for Windsor, this is a statement game, and they need to make something of it.
Especially being at home.
Absolutely. The players are ready to go. We're ready to go. Let's meet the players in tonight's ball game.
Corey McKeithen, JFK Elementary School.
Primo Spears, University of Hartford Magnet School.
Amari Fisher, Rawson Elementary.
Troy McCord, Naylor Elementary School.
Shamar Leapart, Clover Street.
Matt Nolan, Windermere School. Luke Stroll, Corpus Christi School. Matt Hood, Master School, Connecticut.
Drew Hurley, Our Lady of Mercy. Chris Jones, Coventry Middle School.
Craig Wilson Jr., University of Hartford Magnet School.
Jaden Fowler, Maple Street Elementary School.
Ray Adams Jr., Capital Prep.
Matt Schwartz, St. James Elementary School.
Logan Macaluso, Windermere Elementary School.
Brody Limerick, Eastbury Elementary.
The Day strives to cover stories our readers care about. With a feature called Curious CT, we make it easier for you to tell us what you want to know about the people, places, and issues in southeastern Connecticut. You submit a question, readers vote, and we investigate and report. Go to theday.com/CuriousCT for more details. You ask, You vote, we investigate.
Tragedy indeed. It just kind of puts life in proper perspectives. You know, every now and then when something like that happens, especially to his daughter and everybody that's involved. Very sad. Very, very sad. Definitely left his mark, not only in the world, but in the NBA as well.
Game Day is brought to you by Waterford Dental Health, voted the #1 best dental practice 5 years in a row in the Day's Reader's Choice Awards. You can visit them at 177 Boston Post Road or at waterforddentalhealth.com.
Well, a little Robert Merrill type of national anthem there. I like it. Stout. Fantastic, right?
That was a good anthem.
Yeah, it's
Crisp,
very good.
too.
Yeah, very crisp.
I think they're going to do something for Kobe Bryant.
Great basketball mind, great legend, the late, great Kobe Bryant, and also his young daughter, who fell tragically on a thing in a helicopter accident. So we're going to give him 1 minute of silence. I would greatly appreciate it. And thank you very much for coming out tonight.
A nice job by Coach Ken Smith and a tribute to the great Kobe Bryant. I left my towel in the car, Sports Doctor. I had it. I forgot it.
Listen, this guy right here, he will sweat it up with the best of them. We've been in some hot gyms.
Oh, man.
Legend of High School being probably the hottest. But your forehead tonight, my friend,
oh boy,
is going to shine.
Oh, forget shine. I'm lucky if I don't. It's going to be a slip and slide up here tonight.
This is big boy basketball at its very best. For those of you at home watching, we really appreciate it. Sit back and enjoy the ride. We certainly will.
Oh, well, what kind of athlete is Corey McKeithen? The guard is jumping against Brody Limerick. East Catholic in the blue. Windsor in the white. We are ready to go. For those of you joining us on Game Time CT and the Journal Inquirer, along with our folks at theday.com, ready to go.
That's 6'1", tipping off versus 6'6".
That's a 5-inch difference.
Yes, it is.
And they don't even contest the jump ball. And right away, a trap on Knowles. In the corner, it goes for a quick three. Short. And Windsor comes out of it, and they're going to try to run. Move by Spears. And a block. But the cleanup and finish by the Super Frost, Troy McCoy. Windsor on top early.
Straight man-to-man defense here by Windsor. Like you said, look for the trap in the corners, create some turnovers. But they played straight up and right away.
Steal. Bad pass by Hood. 2-on-1. All the way to the basket. And the finish by Primo. Primo is prime here in the early going.
First 3 minutes of this game, real important for East Catholic on the road.
Pull-up jumper, no good. Strong weak side rebound. And a kick. Baseline jumper is good. Pure by Stroll.
Yeah, you talk about second chance scoring opportunities, offensive glass, dirty work, lunch pail stuff shown there by East Catholic. Let's sit back. A little bit of a 1-2-2 matchup zone here.
Spears drives, kicks underneath, finds McCoy for the basket. Great look from Primo Spears. Limerick drives hard, hangs, no good, follow, no good, and Ellison rips down the rebound.
And they want to push right here.
Ellison long three, no good. McCoy battles underneath. Kick out, three, got it! McKeithen with a triple and a timeout for the Eagles.
Well, right away, early from the get-go, Windsor bringing the energy and some extra scoring opportunities. 2 offensive rebounds, 2 buckets, just like that. East Catholic down 9-2.
You got to talk about the dirty work. Troy McCoy, the freshman, battling underneath, fighting for rebounds. When you've got a dynamic ball handler like Primo Spears and college-bound athlete 2-guard like McKeithen and Ellison, you got to keep who do you key on? McCoy finds himself wide open for the layup, and now he's battling for rebounds. Big effort early by the freshman.
Well, it's always that. Who's the next guy up? Who is that role player that will step up? And this early in the game, it is Troy McCoy, 6'3" freshman.
Yeah, he does not.
No, he's not built like a freshman.
No, that's not a freshman vibe right there.
No.
That's a man right there. Keep an eye on him. Here's early going. You see right away how much Spears wants to push. And Ellison off that three. McCoy battling. Look at the dirty work for the freshman.
Yeah, get up in there, son. Get it, kick it, and drill it. Windsor real active on the defensive end.
Straightaway three, no good. Ripping it down is Fisher, and off go the Warriors on the run. And Ellison collides with his own teammate and goes out of bounds. He and Fisher got tangled up, and it'll be East Catholic basketball.
Spears looking for the alley-oop that time on the backside. Coach Ken Smith tells me before the game that Primo has the keys to the car. He is the engine of this team.
What a great matchup here. Spears guarding Noling. And an offensive foul against Noling as he gave it a little elbow shove. And a good job by Spears.
Spears trying to come up over the top of the pick that time, Casey. Slid through. Noling gave a little generous bump with his hip, and you can't do that, son. That's a foul.
That's what they're telling him right now. You can't do that.
That's a good, smart defender coming over the top of that screen and fighting through.
Spears with the basketball, being matched up with Hood underneath to Ellison over Limerick, and he's fired up.
And again, that's the second time we saw a bit of a box and one look that time on Spears, and he's so good with the basketball, he finds the open player.
Great defense from McKeithen.
Gotta be careful, 5 seconds there.
Kick out, Hood zip pass, now Limerick from the baseline, foregoes the shot, and he's in no man's land right now. They don't want to shoot the basketball.
Windsor D is tough near the rim.
Limerick drive no good. Ripped down by McKeithen, and Spears will push. Ellison blocked by Noling out of bounds. And Noling shakes his head and says, no, not here.
Nope. Boy, Windsor's not afraid to attack the rim, though. They keep hammering. That is their style of play.
A little more size into the basketball game now as well.
East Catholic with a couple of different looks on the defensive end.
Limerick up ahead it goes, and now Hood will run the point. He's looking for Noling. Noling faces up. Lefty floater, no good, and look at Ellison get up for that rebound.
A good strong move that time by Noling. He'll get it to fall.
Spears drives. And a block again by Noling. McCoy for three, high arcer, no good. And rebound brought down and knocked out of bounds. It'll stay East Catholic ball.
East Catholic is going to have to find a way to keep Windsor off the glass on the offensive end. One and done opportunities, no second chances for Windsor. Hit the glass, get yourself set up on offense, and find a way to score some points. They average about 70 points a game, Casey. They have 2 in the first 4.5 of this game.
Dump down, Noling has good position, spins, and gets the friendly roll. That's a nice touch right there by the senior Matt Noling.
And the lefty, the delivery.
And a much-needed basket that time.
Touch.
But Spears can get to the basket anytime he wants to. Gets a high screen from McCoy.
Again, a bit of a box and one look here for East Catholic.
McCoy's going to get a walk called against him that time. That little jump step, no good.
East Catholic mixing up that defensive look. Sometimes they're going man. They're going to feel it out possession to possession, but they want a body on Spears at all times. You know, and the good thing with Windsor, those kids move very well without the basketball. So Spears can find you. He can expose that box and one.
Yeah, they got to get Noling down on the block and let him kick it out to Stroll. That's their bread and butter. Stroll drives, hangs, basket no good, tipped, and no foul. He wanted one. Spears brings it the other way. Quick three, McKeithen weak side, no good, and out of the pack comes Stroll. Stroll, Limerick couldn't keep the handle on it. McKeithen out of the pack.
East Catholic looks tight on the offensive end.
Windsor looks very confident. Look at that little razzle-dazzle. McCoy couldn't finish the three off the between the legs pass from McKeithen. That would have brought the house down.
Find some offensive rhythm, run your stuff, get some good looks, be patient.
Great defense by McKeithen on Hood. And a cutter to the basket was Macaluso and off his hands.
And you see Coach Riley telling his team to calm down over there. He's kind of pumping the brakes a little bit. He says, okay, be patient, make a good pass, make a good catch. The play is there. A little backdoor slip to the rim. Just got to execute.
Game's kind of settled in after an early Windsor run. Little matchup now, McKeithen and Hood. Ellison away from the basket, now Spears. Crossover, step back long three, no good and out of bounds. It'll be East Catholic ball. Good defense that time, and maybe even that's a little bit longer than you want to see Spears shooting the basketball.
Yeah, that's what they want to do. They want to push him out way beyond the three-point arc. Give him that shot all night long.
He does not look happy.
Now, Ken Smith says that's from 45, not from 35.
High screen up top. Limerick is not going to shoot it. Instead, lobs. Nothing there. Cutter, Noling. Windsor steal. Up ahead it comes to Spears. Bounce pass. Ellison. Showtime! Justice will be served. And a timeout. East Catholic.
Well, we talked about run, push, control, tempo, and right now 13-4 with 1:23 left to go in the first quarter. It is all Windsor. You talk about a team opposing its will on the other team. And again, Primo Spears is Primo. He's doing a little bit of everything. He's shooting the ball. He is scoring. He is dishing. And right here you see the delivery by the big fella. And that all starts with number 11, the recognition of the cutter coming down and finding his man for two.
Justice Ellison, thunder dunk. Gets the crowd back into it after that early run, and things had gotten a little sloppy. Crowd had kind of gotten a little quiet. They were waiting for that big moment.
They're into the game now, I can tell you that. I'm into it.
I said in the pregame, 4 or 5 moments define these games sometimes. Yeah. And, you're going to look back at that dunk and say, okay, what's the response here at the end of the first period? Does that energize Windsor? Does East Catholic have a response?
There was a body blow right there.
69 straight regular season wins says they'll figure something out.
But the defense here by Windsor, the extending of the defense and then jumping the passing lanes has been tremendous.
3, knocking it down, Craig Wilson.
Yeah, the one thing about East Catholic, Casey, the guys know where to be. They know their spots. Find your spots, find your marks, knock down shots.
Under a minute now, 45 seconds. Long 3 by McKeithen. Back iron, no good. Who's going to get it? It's going to go off East Catholic. It's going to be off Windsor,
off Spears.
So
yep.
With 37 seconds left, hard to believe. Feels like Windsor's kind of dominated the first quarter. East Catholic
has a chance to cut it to one score with a bucket here, yeah.
That's crazy to think.
Windsor's been a little more sexy in this game than East Catholic.
But I think that's East Catholic's MO, right?
Yeah.
Not as flashy, but kick to the corner, get that 3.
Yeah. Extending on the defense here by the Warriors, challenging everything in the passing lane, looking to jump, turn you over, and run the other way. Signature. See, they'll come off their man for that double team. They'll do it all the time.
Hood at the buzzer for 3, short. One more chance, 5 seconds up ahead, McKeithen. And we're going to get a foul on the floor with 1.2 remaining. That was a little bit short. Hood took that shot with time left on the clock. And now Windsor has a chance to get a last shot off.
4.7 on the clock in the first quarter. He took the shot.
And they're going to say that McKeithen was in the act of shooting, so they're going to
now
they're going to put him underneath. All right. McKeithen was trying to steal it that time. Stood at the line I was shooting that ball. So we're going to go underneath 1.1. What's the shot? Lob, McKeithen, pull up 3 at the buzzer. No good. We're at the end of 1, 13-7 Warriors. Let's take a look at the thunder dunk from Ellison one more time as we head out. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
I like making music. I make rap music, and I'm very good at it. That's what people know me for outside of basketball.
I love to cook, and I love to cook steak because that's what my dad loves to eat. And I have a bunch of brothers, and steak's always a good hit.
I'm good at playing checkers. I'm good at board games.
Elementary school, I was always good at math, so I'd help other students with math homework.
Probably drawing. I like to draw. They always teach me for having girl handwriting, so I just have good penmanship.
I would say my style, dressing. I'm big on fashion and bringing a drip, as the team would say. So.
Game Day is brought to you by Waterford Dental Health. At Waterford Dental Health, your smile and your health are our top priority. Located at 177 Boston Post Road or at waterforddentalhealth.com.
Some of the East Catholic faithful up here on the rafters with us. They're hot too. It is scorching up here.
What's not scorching right now, though, Sports Doctor, is the shooting for Windsor. And, the great Mike DeMoro points out the East Catholic zone is bothering Windsor.
Yeah.
It has kept McKeithen and Spears away. I mean, they're shooting long three-pointers.
Yeah, they're pushing them back. They're extending that defense. And again, a little bit of a different look. Boxing one, switch to a man-to-man, a little bit of a trap. So East Catholic doing their best to try to confuse Windsor on the offensive end.
Now they're going to get the ball in McKeithen's hands here to start. He'll give it up back to Spears.
Great man-to-man D right here.
Spears kicks. Ellison for a long 3. Tipped. There's rebound. Showtime with the rebound. Good D, though, on Spears. Spears blocked by Noling. McCoy with the follow.
Oh, there's your kid. Troy McCoy, the freshman. Lunch pail, dirty work type of player. A little swagger down there from underneath the basket as well.
And a steal. McCoy stolen right back. Limerick from the foul line. Short.
I like that jump shot, though. It's a good shot.
McKeithen stutter step, hangs, and smacks the backboard emphatically. Corey McKeithen extends the lead to 10.
Little 4-0 run start here the second quarter. Lead goes from 6 to double digits in the blink of an eye.
Here's Noling, heads to the basket, stutter step, and an easy finish.
Oh, you like that move right there. He just kind of froze the freshman in his tracks, showed him a different look, and stepped right by him. That's big time.
You talk about the flash of Windsor. Noling's got no flash to him.
No.
Just smooth.
Just smooth.
You know,
Yep.
everything is low key.
Solid crossover, get himself to the rim, and the finish.
Lee Part into the ball game, showtime. Gets the ball in the corner, shoots the three, front iron, and a tip ball comes down into the hands of Noling. He'll push, and we're gonna get a little reach.
A cheapie, a nickel dimer on the outside. Nolan looking to push. East Catholic, Casey done a much better job here on the defensive glass here, not giving Windsor any second or third scoring opportunities. Shot goes up, they get the rebound, look to set things up on offense.
Windsor 0 for 6 from 3. That's all, says all you need to know. Looking for Noling inside, he's got it, immediately doubled, and that creates the steal.
Yep. Gonna draw the attention.
Long up ahead, Ellison with a finish, beautiful look, and Ellison with a layup, extends the lead again, back to 10. And another steal, up ahead, McCoy. Oh, he missed the dunk. The freshman missed the dunk. And they're gonna get a foul on Ellison going for the rebound. The freshman.
Yeah, and he's grinning about it too. He's saying, my bad, coach. You know, that's one of those things where Coach Ken Smith says, send it in, and he says, no, lay it in. And he'll come out right there. A little coaching going on down there, Ken Smith. Tell him that's all right. I like the aggressiveness. McCoy with 6 points, leading the way, along with Ellison for Windsor. 12 out of 19 points for the team.
There's the guy they need to get involved. Stroll for 3, in and out. Oh, strong rebound, Ellison. McKeithen with a deadly crossover, kicks, 3-ball, no good, and a strong rebound, Noling. Now he's gonna push. Nice look underneath, finish by Stroll.
Well, Stroll to the rim, and Noling recognized the defense coming at him. Nobody stopped ball there, so Noling took it to him, made the delivery. Good dish that time by Matt.
Spears off the screen from Ellison, goes baseline, kicks to the corner. 3 is short, and a Stroll with a rebound.
Seems like 2 or 3 times in this game where Windsor will try to leak away a little bit, and East Catholic has an answer.
Limerick running the floor. Got there first for the finish.
Just like that, down by 10, now we're down by 6. Windsor not being able to pull away in this game.
Again in the corner for 3. Short again. This time Wilson with a rebound. Windsor's gonna keep pounding those threes.
You know, Windsor was successful early in this game getting to the rim. Get to the rim, but now they're settling, I believe, for that outside jump shot. It's not falling for him right now.
Yeah, Fisher's going to get called for the foul. Limerick had a good position on him.
Whatever success that Windsor has had on the offensive end, Casey, is from Primo pushing, finding cutters, getting to the rim for layups, getting to the rims for dunks. That outside shot right now is kind of their Achilles heel.
Petaway is going to check into the ball game for Windsor along with McCoy. Noling, pump fake, up fake, no good. Rebound, Fisher, and now up ahead Spears. Spin, hangs, foul, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Well, I like that move that time by Primo. Again, settling for the outside jump shot the last 4 or 5 times down. Primo, the keys to the car, and the car that time was going to get to the rim. Takes the hit with the body, Can't finish, but gets himself to the free throw line to get an easy 2 possibly. You know, we've seen this game, some ebbs and flows, some ups and downs, and it just seems like when Windsor starts to pull ahead a little bit, East Catholic creeps back in it.
So Spears will shoot 2 with a 6-point lead. First one rims in and out. And McKeithen and Ellison will check back into the ball game.
6'2", senior guard, undecided where he's going to play basketball next year.
Play football too.
Yeah, maybe prep school, I don't know.
Second one is good.
So these last 4 minutes here of the first half, very, very important heading into the locker room, especially for East Catholic on the offensive end.
East Catholic deliberate as always. Stroll hangs in the lane, no good. Limerick had the rebound but lost it into the hands of McCoy. Up ahead, Ellison, and a hard foul. And he and Noling are going to chit-chat.
Ellison with a little stare down that time for Noling. It's all right, good gamesmanship, they know it. Boy, Ellison can jump out of the gym, can he?
Got the great shoes, too.
Oh.
You got to love them.
I like those shoes, yeah.
Like a violet shoes.
Violet Nikes?
Oh, those are that is some good footwear right there.
Yeah.
How can you not jump out of the gym with those on?
Yes, sir. And they're not even basketball shoes, are they? They're low tops. Is that popular these days?
Let me ask you a question. Is he playing basketball?
Yeah, they're basketball shoes then. Do kids not wear, your kids wear high tops?
Yes.
They wear high tops?
Yes, he wears Hardens.
What does he wear?
James Harden.
How about the rest of the kids that you coach for?
Yes, they all wear Nike high tops.
They all wear Hardens?
They all wear LeBron James or high tops or whatever. So you see there up ahead the leak and the hard foul from and just a little chit-chat.
Little John.
But I think what you saw was Noling saying to him, hey, just a hard foul, man.
That's it, yeah.
And Ellison just looked away. Noling was just saying, hey, don't, no disrespect, my man, not letting you throw it down on me again.
No, sir. I don't know what the problem is here now. Was Ken Smith looking for an intentional foul? Was that what it was?
I believe he is, yeah. But you're going to get
They're not going to get it.
All right, so I got the answer. The ball actually went through the hoop. We weren't watching it because we were watching the hard foul. The ball actually went up on top of the, but it went on top of the backboard.
Top of the backboard. Okay,
so
there you go.
So Kenny Smith wanted the
three-point play. Yeah, that's right. No overrated chant by the East Catholic crew.
8-point lead here for the Warriors. East Catholic's got to find some offense here. Nice Noling. And out will run will be Spears. Petaway for 3. In and out.
Don't you feel with 21 points with 3.5 minutes to go before the half, this game is playing the East Catholic's pace a little bit?
Yes. Noling, backdoor. What a nice finish.
Right, if Windsor averages 84 points a game, they're nowhere near that right now. And East Catholic's only down by 2 possessions.
Yeah,
21-15 with 3 and change.
Feels like Windsor should be up 12.
Yes.
In the corner again for 3. No good. Ellison, though, with the rebound. Loses it on the floor. Noling comes out. And a nice job by Spears with the spin. Hangs. Primo is prime.
He takes the body contact that time from Noling. And the finish, that's a big-time offensive move by number 11. You could take the hit in midair and finish with the offhand. Sign me up all day, coach.
Dangerous. There's the screen. Stroll pulls up from the foul line. Back iron. Noling with a nice rebound. Spin, hangs, and a touch. The kid can score.
Yeah, he's good with that left hand, boy. The little kiss off the glass that time for 2. And again, a little lunch pail work. He has 8 points. He is doing a little bit of everything out there for Coach Riley.
Going to Yale.
It's not Wesleyan.
Bulldog, rah, rah, rah.
Ain't Wesleyan, though, is it?
No, it's the best school in Connecticut. Hanging in the air, McCoy can't finish. There's that freshmanitis that you see. Sometimes The body just don't want to cooperate. Another turnover from East Catholic. Ellison pulls up from the foul line and buries it.
Good look that time by Ellison. He pushes himself into double digits now with 10 points.
Now, his father was the Connecticut Player of the Year, so there's some lineage there.
Yep.
Back to an 8-point lead. Every time East Catholic makes a little run, long three, no good from Hurley, and a rip-down rebound. We're going to get a foul on Hood. Ellison is playing big time on the boards.
Yeah, he's playing big time on both ends of the floor. Dirty work on the defensive end, offensive end, getting to the rim. He has brought his A game tonight.
Minute 23, little full court pressure now. McKeithen gets a screen, kicks to the corner. Ellison pulls up just inside the three-point line, no good. And East Catholic brings down the rebound. Noling will run the point for the moment. Looking for a screen. Pulls back, three-pointer straight away, short. Rebound, kick out, Hurley for three, no good. Followed, no good by Stroll, and out of the pack comes McKeithen. Spears, Ellison inside the paint, short, and knocked out of bounds. It'll be East Catholic ball, a little air ball from Justice Ellison. Some substitutions in the ball game now, 40 seconds remaining, 39.3 to be exact. And I would not be surprised to see East Catholic try to get the last shot of the half. Wilson to Limerick underneath. Noling spins, turns with the left hand, and Matt Noling just knows how to score the basketball. Cuts the lead to 6. Windsor has a chance at the last shot. Spears put the brakes on that time. Ellison drives, kick, and a finish. Doesn't go in, no finish. How did Fisher not get that one to go down? And improbably, East Catholic's going to have a chance with 7.5 seconds remaining. Great look from Ellison. I don't know how Fisher didn't get that to go down. Are they even going to get a shot off at the buzzer? We are at halftime. It is a 25-19 lead for the home Windsor Warriors. Sports Doctor's got Windsor head coach Ken Smith. Sports Doctor.
Coach, you guys take a 6-point lead into the locker room with you. What worked in the first half?
I think our defense is working pretty good, but we're not making good decisions on offense right now.
Is your team falling in love with the three-point shot a little too much, Coach?
Well, that's what we do. We shoot the three shot. I don't even mind those shots.
All right, what kind of adjustments they'll come out with in the second half?
Well, we got to play better offense, but still play stellar defense.
All right, good luck in the second half,
Thank
Coach.
you.
Casey?
Thank you, Sports Doctor. 6-point lead. Primo Spears electric all game long. We'll be back on the other side. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
My favorite class, I'd have to say, is English class taught by Miss Taylor. I like it a lot. We read a lot of good books, and she makes it interesting. We have a lot of class discussions and do some fun stuff that keeps us all engaged.
I'm going to have to go with social psychology. Mr. Healy, shout out.
My favorite class or subject is math. It's taught by Miss Lorenzette, and I find math easy, and the students I have in the class are very helpful and they're fun to be with.
I like math. Mr. Seaver teaches it. I really like math because I've always gotten it, and it feels good when you solve the problem. It makes you feel you accomplished something.
Probably math. Mr. Seaver, I like that subject because it's always come natural to me.
My favorite subject at school is math. My teacher this year for senior year is Miss Gaudier. And I just like messing with numbers, put them together, they come easy to me.
My favorite subject is physics. Mr. James Roberts. I really like the class because he's a great teacher and it's easy to understand.
I would say Deadliest Century with Mr. Curanes, and I really enjoy it because he makes history really fun to learn.
I like journalism because I like to write. My teacher's Mr. Andrews.
Economics, taught by Mrs. Ward, probably because it's the most like real life and it'll translate to what I want to do in life in the future.
My favorite class, I would say it's economics. Mr. Benaj, it's all about money. That's what I like.
Favorite class would be English with Miss Taylor, and I think my favorite class I just love writing, and Miss Taylor's the best.
I like history with Mr. Cranes, good teacher, and very interested in it.
My favorite class is math, I would say, because my favorite teacher is Miss Vino.
Spanish is my favorite, and it's my favorite because of Senora Riley. She's great.
My favorite class is history. Right now my teacher is Mr. Cuanes, and I just enjoy history because there's so many aspects to it where certain things happen because of certain people, and you can't really go back and change that unless you had a time machine. So I just enjoy learning about it.
Welcome back to Windsor High School. 6-point lead for the home Warriors. Casey O'Neill, and I am joined with the Journal-Enquirer's Adam Betts. And Adam, thank you for joining us. Last time you had an experience with a day, you were sitting next to Mike DeMauro doing the Waterford High School Manchester game. What a great game that was last year in overtime. Has this game kind of lived up to what you expected it to be thus far?
Oh, that and more. So I got here at like 4:30, and there was already a line out the door. So the anticipation for this game has been crazy. I think it's lived up to the hype. I'm a little bit surprised. I thought East Catholic would come out strong, but Windsor, I think Windsor's the toughest defensive team they played yet this year. Yeah, the score would seem to indicate a tempo that favors East Catholic. I mean, Windsor averaging, close to 90 points in Connecticut, 25 at halftime. Only a two-possession game. It seems odd because it felt like Windsor should be up 15 points right now. Yeah, Primo and Corey McKeithen, both those guys struggle from the floor. I don't see that continuing, but I also don't see East Catholic turning the ball over as much as they did in the first half.
Yeah, they turned it over a lot of fast break opportunities for Windsor. If Windsor can find somebody other than McKeithen and Spears to knock down that open three in the corner. They missed, I think they were 0 for 8 at one point.
Right.
And Coach Smith at halftime, when the sports doctor talked to him, said, that's our game. We shoot threes. We're going to keep shooting them. So who's the guy that can knock it down in the second half for Windsor?
If it's not McKeithen or Spears, I don't know, Shamar Leapart, Justice Ellison. It's my first time seeing Windsor this year, so new pieces from last year. But I think Primo and Corey will improve.
It seems like Spears can get to the basket anytime he wants to. On the other side of things, Noling is he is smooth as the day is long. But they got to find a way to get somebody. I assumed it was going to be Stroll, but they got to find a way to get somebody else involved offensively.
I've seen Brody Limerick, the couple of East Catholic games I've done, number 44. He's done well. He's a big. I don't know if it's the pressure getting to him. It's his first year starting, but I picture him improving and getting Matt Nolan some open looks in the second half.
From what you've seen, we talked with Joe Morelli before the game. He said yes, but from what you've seen, are these the two best teams in the state of Connecticut tonight?
I'd say absolutely. I don't think there's any doubt about it.
Who are the other teams that have sort of, given some maybe a little feel out there that there's some teams to be reckoned with outside of these two?
Let's see. Tolland's always good. Ellington boys have been tough. They're not one of our teams, but Granby, Canton. I'm not really familiar with your guys' neck of the woods, but up here,
That's right. NFA is the best team in our conference. They're ranked in the state right now, but it really is these two teams kind of lighting it up. 69 straight wins for East Catholic in the regular season. Is tonight going to be the night that they get that streak broken?
It's a tough one, but I'm going to say no. I've been saying to anyone that's asked me over the last week that East Catholic was going to win. I'm going to stick to those guns.
Well, that means overcoming a 6-point lead. All right, he is Adam Betts. He is the Journal-Enquirer High School Sports, and he joins us for a few moments on game day. And we're going to take it back here for a moment. Thank you, Adam, for joining us.
Thank you for
We're going to bring the sports
basketball memory, I would probably say just playing at the YMCA early Saturday mornings.
Playing at the park with my mom and dad, that was the first memory we had of basketball.
Early morning with my brothers and sisters, going outside, playing basketball. So nice.
Playing in Boys and Girls Club League, around 6 to 7-year-old basketball. Just bitty basketball, having fun.
Playing on the mini hoops at my middle school because, I was bigger than all the kids. Being able to dunk on the little hoops was a lot of fun.
My favorite early basketball memory is playing basketball at Rockwell Park in Bloomfield.
My favorite early basketball memory was waking up early mornings with my brother and my dad and heading out to New York for AAU. That was great.
Attending Coach Smith basketball camp in elementary school because it like, as me growing up watching like the older kids, it got me to like want me to play for him.
Probably traveling with my dad, going to the Hall of Fame, Naismith Hall of Fame, you know, always a great memory.
My favorite early basketball memory is when I first started really working out and practicing with my dad at Parker Memorial Center, because that's when I first started to get good and first really realized like I really could be good at playing basketball.
Playing in the Final Four for the Travel Basketball League in Wethersfield. I played for Wethersfield Travel, and those are always fun. Like the tournament, we had the Final Four over at Silas Dean Middle School, and the whole town would come out, and it was a fun event.
We are back, a 6-point lead for the Windsor Warriors at the half. Let's take a look at some of the stuff from the first half. Early at Sports Doctor, Spears and the speed of Windsor really bothering East Catholic.
Yeah, and Windsor's ability to get to the rim, whether it was with Spears or some things on the defensive end that led to layups, kind of pushed their lead up a little bit, Casey. Then they kind of settled for a three-point shot. But, East Catholic seemed to answer everything they had. Did you see the big-time block that time, by Matt? But it's one of those things, again, where – again, the ability here for Spears, the delivery, to recognize, and that's where Windsor did all their damage. They were 0 for 10 from the three-point line in the first half. I thought they settled for that corner shot a little too much. At East Catholic, they do what they do, and they're only down by 2 scores. Think about that.
Yeah, Noling was such a smooth scorer. Ellison really did great things running the floor. Windsor's points really in transition.
Yeah.
On the other side of things, Windsor really couldn't really stop Noling, but there hasn't been a second guy. They're in the open floor, Stroll running the basket. But other than Noling, when he doesn't have the ball in his hands, East Catholic's offense really stalls. Ellison really has been the star in many ways.
Yeah.
Spears, but Ellison really takes that Windsor team to the next level.
Yeah, and like you said, you're waiting for that next guy, whether it's the big man number, for East Catholic,
Limerick,
who's going to step up, Limerick, and knock down a shot or two. You're waiting for that next guy to break out and give Matt Noling a little bit of help, and so far they haven't found it. But just like that, when you have a team that averages, say, 84, 85 points a game, and they have 25 at the halftime, I would tend to think that going into the locker room, East Catholic probably feels pretty good about themselves.
Yeah, I think they do too. When we get a chance, we'll take a look at the shoes of Justice Ellison one more time, because my good friend Marco Romero, Windsor High School Windsor High School guy himself, kids are here in Windsor, reminds me that those are, in fact, the Kobe Bryants. Those are the Kobe Bryant low tops, and that is Justice Ellison's tribute to Kobe Bryant tonight. We saw the tribute earlier at the whole school. So we were talking about the purple. Well, those are the Kobe's.
Yeah. Well, I can't. It's tough when something like that happens, too. And, you sit back and, first of all, you reflect on the career. Second of all, you reflect on, the life got cut short from all those people. It's very sad. Very sad. But from a basketball impact, Kobe was the best thing to Jordan that I ever saw.
Yeah.
Killer instinct,
he was
assassin.
He was the bridge from Jordan to LeBron.
Yeah.
And if you think about how, basketball, he came in at an impossible time, right? Everyone was looking for the next Jordan.
Right.
He was close.
You think about, you're an icon when you go by one name. Shaq, Kobe, LeBron, Jordan, Tiger. You know what I'm saying? Those guys are iconic. You just have one-name words.
Well, that's because their names all are unique.
Yeah.
If it was Mike, it would be less of a thing, because there's
How
never
about
going
Mike
to be
DeMauro?
one Mike. There's never going to be just one Mike.
How about Mike DeMauro?
He's one of them. One of the Mikes.
He's the Mike.
Right off the bat, 3 from McKeithen. Short. Strong rebound by McCoy. You saw Stroll knock down a floater in the other way. Here's Spears, hangs and finishes. Primo.
Now, I've seen that a couple times tonight. His ability to hang, shoot with his right hand, and his soft touch in the delivery. He can take the hit with the body if that comes his way. That's a good move that time by Spears.
That would have been a big stop for East Catholic. You got the bucket to start the half. That would have been a big stop defensively. And Stroll's got to get involved. He can shoot it. They got to get him some free looks. There's Limerick inside. Nice look from Stroll. There's Limerick. We said he had to get more involved.
Yeah, the big guy's going to get some touches down there. Just finish. Deliver at the rim. 6'6".
Spears wants to shoot it. Step back, 3. Short. Jones rebound, and out comes the Eagles with the basketball and a chance to cut this thing to a one-possession game. Noling, left-hand floater, no good. Strong rebound, Ellison. And off to the races he goes. Justice Ellison hangs. Basket is good, and the foul.
That's a big-time offensive move when you can basically run through the defender. The defender has no position that time. He sticks his shoulder down, he takes the hit with the body, and he finishes at the rim. He had a head of steam, and he was coming.
Yeah, he had it sort of determined he was going to the basket.
Yeah, I mean, is that a foul on the floor, or is that a shooting foul? I think Coach Riley wants to know if it's on the floor.
Let's take a look
Let's
at it
watch
right
here. That is not a shooting foul. That is on the floor, in my opinion.
But the official says it was, so that's all that matters.
But I'm just saying, in my opinion, that was on the floor.
I think that's your opinion is noted, but since the official already called it, I think that it really doesn't really matter what your opinion is. Not to be rude, sports doctor.
Sure, okay.
If you want to go down and express your opinion to the official, but
I could. Ken Smith said it's a shooting foul.
he says, yeah, we're doing. Hey, he's got the Kobe sneakers on. That was a Kobe continuation. So the bonus for Ellison, no good, but McCoy saved it, but he was on the line, so. And they're going to say that
Windsor basketball.
They're going to say that they're going to say Stroll was on the line.
Yeah.
So Windsor ball underneath, and it could just like that at 6, it could go right up again. Every time East Catholic gets to within 4. Spears stutter steps, hangs, blocked by Limerick.
That numbers.
Jones goes down hard. A little slip down there. It's a little slick. They got the towel, but Windsor wants the travel. And Ellison is limping. He went down hard on the other end.
You see Spears going to the basket, and not on my watch, says the big fella. 6'6", get it out of here.
They're going to take both teams off the floor for a second while they attend to the water or the sweat, whatever you got down there. In this place, it could be anything.
It's hot. It is hot up here in the rafters.
So 6-point lead for Windsor, right where we kind of were, but I already like East Catholic's offense more here to start the second half than what we saw in the first half. They got to find a way to get Stroll more involved, Hood more involved.
You need that for your forehead right there, my friend. You need that towel right now.
Well, if it's the choice of me sweating or kids taking the fall to the floor,
all right.
I'd prefer that they not break themselves. But
I could run down and get you something.
There's an extra towel. You're the one suffering at my my perspiration.
I suffer every time we do a game.
Well, sports doctor, the thirst and ascension towards knowledge is never an easy, not always an easy road.
Where did you park for this game? Over at Bradley, Windsor Locks?
I took
shuttle bus down?
I took the shuttle. I took him took Connecticut limousine.
Don't you know who I am?
I parked up in the United Terminal and took a shuttle in.
Short-term park. There you go.
And yet, I still got out of the limo. There were still 500 people that didn't want me anywhere near.
Yeah, that's right. A little extra goodies to get in.
East Catholic will inbound. Jones with a 3. Short. Ellison with another rebound.
Good look off the inbounds, though. Good look in the corner for 3.
McKeithen's going to get the foul on the floor from Jones.
These Windsor guards, whether it's, McKeithen, whether it's, I'll throw in McCoy, Spears, they have an ability to turn the corner and get to the rim against anybody. Ellison's another one. Just the speed and the athleticism. They don't waste a lot of extra movement with the basketball. You don't see no pounding out there. Let's get it and go.
McKeithen backs in, little fall away, no good.
It's a good move, though.
It is, and
real good basketball move.
Like the rebound from Limerick.
Both these teams don't waste time with the basketball.
Stroll, baseline, knocks it down. Good choice.
Well, Stroll could be that second guy that steps up here in the second half and helps out Nolan. You don't see a lot of waste, is what I'm trying to tell you, on the offensive end from either one of these teams. We're going to get to the rim, we're going to be efficient and try and be productive.
Ellison, pull up just inside the three-point line is good.
Haven't seen that yet from him. That young man pull up from about 14. That tough two, that mid-range jumper, knock it down.
A 13 for Ellison.
A little crisper second half here, too.
High screen and roll, and off the fingertips of Noling, and then.
Yeah, I don't think Spears hit Nolan with the basketball. I think he just pounded it into the ground, so it's going to remain East Catholic basketball. It's a bit of a crisper feel out there on the court. First half, a little sloppy on both teams. Not a lot of scoring. But right now, this game is kind of settled in a little bit, and I think East Catholic likes the pace of this game.
Lob up inside, it goes to Noling. Kick out, 3-ball. Got it! Wilson! My homage to Tom Hanks and
yeah,
Castaway.
I got you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Believe it or not, it's a one-possession game.
People at home know that. It's Castaway.
McKeithen, baseline, McCoy, and he's going to get a timeout. Ken Smith, he didn't like their offense.
30-second charge timeout.
I talked with Adam Betts at halftime, and I asked him, I said, 69 straight regular season wins.
Yeah.
Is tonight the night the streak gets broken? And he said no, and I'll say it after this replay.
Well, you see the set piece off the inbounds, little kick out to the corner, the recognition, the three, the knockdown, and just like that, 31-28.
That's Wilson's second three. He can shoot it. That's the guy between him and Stroll, because you know they're going to collapse on Noling every time he touches it. I said, Betts, I said, is this the night? He said, I picked East Catholic to win this game, and I'm sticking with it. And I said, down 6 at Windsor, and you're picking them to make the comeback? And he said, yeah, he is.
Right.
So, and I think you're right about the pace of the game favors East Catholic right now.
They like this game. They average 70 points a game, and they only give up 42.7. So they give up less than 43 points a game. And when you look, Windsor's got 31 points halfway through the third quarter. They're used to scoring 80 points a game. Well, if the numbers play out, this game is right in East Catholic's hands.
Ellison with a high screen for Spears. Stutter step, pulls up just inside the three-point line.
A much better job by East Catholic hitting the boards on the defensive end, too. One and done here for Windsor.
Stroll with a kick. 3-ball, no good by Hood. Limerick tips it, and out of bounds. We're going to get either a foul or an out of bounds. Let's see what the official says. Just out of bounds, it'll be East Catholic basketball.
So right now, Casey, one and done for Windsor on the offensive end, and now second chance opportunities for East Catholic. So it's got them back in this game, only down by 3.
Stroll for 3, in and out, and the high tip, and we're going to get a foul on Hood. If
Hood.
Stroll had knocked that down, could you believe we could have a tie basketball game? And that's the guy who's really been kind of quiet today. Corey McKeithen is an electric scorer, and he just hasn't been able to get it going. He's only got 4 points today.
4 points.
He's too good a player. He's going to Ryder. You don't get to go to Ryder unless you got some electricity in you. Spears, baseline, pull up, and a favorable touch.
Big time move though, the crossover and the pull up, little friendly rim that time. 9 points for Spears.
Limerick in the high post. Hood. Stroll, he wants it so bad. There it is, 3-ball for Stroll. Way too strong. Air ball. Jones with the rebound. We're going to get a blocking foul on Wilson. And he's saying, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
Tried to stop the momentum, stop ball.
Riley working up a sweat over there too.
And again, just a second ago, we thought East Catholic had a chance to tie it. Now
right now,
yeah. Back up 7 again with the basket.
Yep.
Spears drives, kicks. McCoy, short, follow. Oh boy, McCoy!
That second chance scoring opportunity that East Catholic has not given Windsor. McCoy kept working, wouldn't got his miss. Knocked it in for 2.
Noling all the way with the pretty finger roll.
Big time delivery with the left, huh?
Pretty finger roll. That is smooth. 12 for Nolan. McKeithen, crazy hangs, no good, but he's going to draw the foul, and Hood can't believe it. And if that's on Hood, I believe he's starting to creep up into the fouls. Either way, McKeithen's going to shoot 2. First one is good. Back up to a 6-point game. Macaluso's back into the ball game, along with Jones for East Catholic. And Hood will go to the seat, so will Limerick. Second one, soft for McKeithen. He doesn't even dribble it.
No.
Catch it, shoot it. Catch it, shoot it. And just like that, back to center. Huge possession here for East Catholic. Limerick's out of the game,
Yep.
so is Hood.
Yeah, Windsor extending on D, trying to jump the passing lanes. They will help. They will get into a trap situation. There you go. There's the help. There's the trap. Just a little bit too late that time by McCoy. But they will look to trap off that high ball screen.
You know what I loved right there was that as soon as the foul got called, Spears literally showed McCoy, the freshman. So the senior showed the freshman, who said you got to get wide and go, stutter step, stutter step.
Coaching.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's a freshman out there. He's learning as he goes. That's a great job by the senior. Noling, shut off nicely. Dump inside.
Good move.
Macaluso hangs and buries it.
Big time move. Show the basketball, the ball fake, turn and face, and knock it down from 8 feet. That's a big man move right there.
In the corner it goes. Petaway foregoes the 3, Kick, now back in the hands of Spears. Spears hangs, fouled, and he'll shoot 2.
Well, Spears is one of those kids. He's going to keep working and working and working. The shot's not falling for him. He'll try and get to the rim, get 2 free throws. You know, Casey, you've seen a lot of really good high school basketball players over the years, and we've seen them too, whether it's Chris Dunn or Mikey Bissetto. The trust of a coach that he has in a senior player out there to just give him the keys to the car is huge. And that's not something that happens overnight. He's been with this program for a few years. He's earned the coach's trust.
Yeah, and it's more than just, you got to know when to get your teammates involved, when to take it yourself.
Yeah.
Earlier on, you saw him giving it up to his teammates.
Addition,
right?
yeah.
Now he's taking it over a little bit. Now he's getting to the basket. He recognizes the game situation. And that's the important part of being a senior leader. Inside it goes to Noling. Kick, Macaluso. Drives. Left hand, no good, no foul. Spears out of the pack. Look at him move with the basketball. Primo, left hand, can't finish. The other direction, Noling, Macaluso, and the follow is good from Stroll. $10 for Stroll as he trailed. Tell you, there are guys that can move with a basketball. McKeithen, kick, Petaway, high arcing 3, air ball in the lane, tipping. Noling comes out of the pack.
Stroll.
Takes him for a stroll, and the game is 2.
Oh boy, look at this. Under a minute to go, East Catholic trails by 2. And some runouts by the Eagles.
Giving Windsor a taste of its own medicine.
Yeah.
Out on the break. Ellison pulls up, floater, no good. Rebound, tipped. Spears, no good. And that was a good look. Noling comes in the other direction. They want one shot. The 2 supreme matchup guys, Noling and Spears. 20 seconds remaining. The ball's in the hands of Jones.
Big possession here. 12 to go.
There goes Stroll. They have the trap spot. Overthrows it, and it's going to be a backcourt violation. With 4 seconds remaining, Windsor will have one last shot.
Coach Riley disgusted after that. He wanted to run that play clock down, the game clock down, and get the last shot. He is frustrated right now.
Stroll took it into trap zone. Did
Yeah.
not see Macaluso standing at the foul line. Last chance. Spears kicks. McCoy. 3 is short. 2-point game. Fourth quarter action. We are 2 points away. East Catholic making a run. Matt Stroll. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
After a big win, I'd say a couple guys go over to Five Guys right in Manchester
Ordering a nice bacon cheeseburger.
Probably get a double cheeseburger.
with some fries and maybe a milkshake if it's a really big one.
Probably head over to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Buffalo Wild Wings. Getting some wings.
Barbecue wings.
Original buffalo toss.
Asian zing.
Honey barbecue garlic wings with ranch.
Probably Hungry Crab and a seafood place, so crab legs, shrimp.
Going to Maggie McFly's, getting a bacon cheeseburger. Probably going to McDonald's, get myself a Big Mac.
Probably go home, eat pizza, and play video games.
After a big win, juiced up in Hartford. They have good good drinks, and they have the salmon wrap that I always get, so that's good. That's the spot to go to.
Game Day is brought to you by Waterford Dental Health. At Waterford Dental Health, our entire team is dedicated to providing you with the personalized, convenient, and affordable dental care that you and your family deserve. Visit us at 177 Boston Post Road or at waterforddentalhealth.com.
Yeah, one of the kids had mentioned Maggie McFly's over there in Glastonbury for lunch, and Sports Doctor has been there a few times. A couple of big burgers, maybe some baby back ribs, a little bit of everything.
You know, brought to my attention, Sports Doctor, game of this magnitude, only 2 officials.
Yeah,
You think
they've
that
done a good job. They've done a very good job.
Yeah, they have.
East Catholic with 6 fouls thus far, and Windsor with only 1. But this has been a very, very clean, hard-fought game.
Ellison in and out for 3. Macaluso's giving them good minutes.
Listen, if this game plays out to form, mid-50s are going to win this game, and that's right up East Catholic's alley.
Hey, as of right now, this is a game. This
Yes.
is no more. I mean, they're not trying to cut it from 7 anymore.
No.
They're looking to tie it, and we're going to get a foul inside because Noling had good position.
Well, that's that high-low that time. Like I said, Nolan shielding off the defender with his body, and Spears had to grab him.
You know, Noling, not only does he know how to score the basketball, he knows how to get position.
Yeah.
I mean, that kid is just an offensive player.
Okay, now watch the high post and then the kick to the corner for 3. There it is.
Instead, a little
2,
floater.
yeah.
There's the follow by Macaluso, and he's going to shoot 2. East Catholic right now is just outworking Windsor on the glass.
Yeah, off the inbounds, what you see Catholic do is they throw the ball to the high post or throw the ball, and if the layup is not there, there's either a kick to the corner, or that time you saw a dive to the rim, but those are set plays off the inbounds. Nice job by Coach Riley.
Huge free throws here by senior Logan Macaluso, because if he can knock him down, we got a brand new ball game. So I pretty much just guaranteed that he can't knock them both down, right? Yeah, he says you take that.
All right.
I got you,
You're
O'Neal.
going to continue from football season to basketball season? You're going to
I
start
was-
to...
I was automatic during football season.
you were wrong every time.
I was.
Oh,
I
you
was
were
automatic.
You were wrong every time. Calling first downs, penalties.
You know,
Do as I say, not as I do.
It was an effort to make you feel better about yourself. You know, that's all. I just wanted you to feel good about yourself. Macaluso nails them both, and guess what? Brand new ball game, 38 all. Let's see how Windsor responds to the East Catholic surge. Boy, they're pushing McKeithen out deep. Spears, nice screen, floater, no good, and a rebound, Macaluso.
Yeah, nice job on the boards.
There's the trap and the steal. McKeithen, Ellison, and the finish is good.
You talked about McKeithen not scoring tonight. How about making plays in other ways? And Ellison on the back end, slipping to the rim.
He stripped them, made the dish. Look at Windsor turning up the pressure, and we're going to get a foul. McKeithen cannot believe it.
Had a run out that time. McCoy had a run out, and he actually made the dunk this time, but it didn't count.
No pressure on him that time.
Boy, but East Catholic has got to be very careful where they pick up the dribble, because that trap is coming.
Yeah, Windsor's turning up the pressure on the guards. You see right up in
Jump
his
that passing lane, yeah.
High post, Noling, cut, Macaluso, misses it, but he'll shoot 2. That's a gorgeous play.
Yep.
Little give and go, high post and a cut.
Defender is kind of caught watching Noling a little bit. Like you said, Macaluso with the slip to the rim.
First one is up. Gets a nice favorable roll.
Logan, a senior. Baseball player is his main sport, two-sport athlete. We like that.
In and out, McCoy brings the rebound down.
Can't quite tie it, huh? Couldn't get there.
Looking for Ellison. Now McKeithen dumps it inside. Ellison turns. Baseline jumper, no good. Little fadeaway. Not the best shot that time.
A little back foot fade, a little bit of a force.
Nice job by McCoy from behind. McKeithen, and he walked.
A little extra giddy up and go. McKeithen struggling out there on the offensive end. That's what happens when you try to press a little bit. Move without the basketball. East Catholic student section, let him know he can't do that. In his ear.
There's the pressure, McKeithen. Limerick back into the ball game now after good minutes. Macaluso stays in the game. Hood, left-hander, no good short. Gets his own rebound. No man's land. Finds it. Macaluso tried to get it to Limerick. Instead,
one extra pass.
It bounces out, and Noling will reset it for East Catholic. Little one too many passes that time.
Yeah, a little extra pass that time. Be selfish.
Great screen. Noling, floater. Good.
All right, look now. East Catholic is up 41-40 with 14 from Matt Noling.
I have a question. Is that their first lead of the ball game?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
First lead of the game for East Catholic with 5.5 minutes remaining. McCoy, 3-ball, no good. Limerick does a nice job sealing off Fisher.
And nobody on the offensive glass for Windsor. Early in the game, they were getting those second chance scoring opportunities. Nobody crashing the boards for the Warriors.
It's not fancy,
no.
But East Catholic, very sound. Protect the basketball. That's the big thing. Less turnovers this time than in the first half. Noling looking for a screen.
And they're getting efficiency on every possession.
Taking a little air out of it. Here comes the drive. Hood, pull up in the lane, no good. Tipped. McKeithen comes out of the pack with it. Spears. Hangs, floater, no good. Who's going to get that rebound? It's loose. And we're going to get a foul. We're going to call it on, I think, Macaluso on the bump on McCoy. Yep, so Macaluso on the floor. A little bump on McCoy. And that's going to be a 1-and-1. So the freshman, Troy McCoy, going to go to the line. It's a huge, huge free throw here. 4.5 minutes remaining. They're in the 1-and-1. I think coaches like to say, he's not a freshman anymore, right?
No. No, not, 12 games into the season as
End
a
of
starter.
January,
yeah. Nice job here by Noling, the little step in, and then the little just floater, the easy delivery that time from Matt Noling. Head of the Yale next year.
Yeah, kid knows how to score. The kid knows how to score.
Yeah.
You keep saying it, but there are guys who look effortless when they do it.
That's him.
That's him. He is effortless.
He doesn't force anything either. He kind of lets the game come to him.
Eggs, milk, toilet paper.
Yeah.
McCoy.
Almond milk. Almond milk?
Almond milk, yeah.
All day.
Or a little. Sometimes we go for a little lactate sometimes, though.
A little orange juice this time of year, too?
I like the orange peach. A little mix.
All right.
McCoy knocks them both down. Windsor goes back on top.
No pulp. No pulp for the sports doctor.
Get ready for the seesaw, because I think we're going to see a couple of lead changes here. Backdoor cut. Noling Stroll, and East Catholic back on top. That's pretty basketball.
Stroll could move without the basketball, and that's chemistry between the two players. Windsor looks a little tired out there, if you want my opinion, too.
Spears cutting McCoy, loses it on the ground, out of bounds. It'll be East Catholic ball. And Spears and McCoy, there it is, says it right there.
Yeah, they look a little tired right now. It looks like East Catholic right now with 3:53 is the more energized team. You know, and I noticed this because Windsor will shoot a shot and they'll have nobody in the offensive glass. They got 3 other guys on the perimeter. And right now they're just being outworked. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that East Catholic's making them work extra harder on the defensive end.
And they'll take some air out of it too. East Catholic, they'll be a very deliberate possession.
Yeah.
There's a great screen, Macaluso.
They're going to make Windsor work on the defensive end, and it's just going to tire them out in the offensive end.
Oh,
Be careful with the basketball.
Yeah, Hood got up that time.
Tough pass.
Windsor turning up the pressure.
You got to watch for these high ball screens and a backdoor cut.
There goes Stroll. Hangs, floats, no good. Out of the pack, rebound. Comes down to Leapart, and he'll give it up to McKeithen, and we'll get going again.
Well, they took a minute off the clock, though, in that time of that possession. So maybe East Catholic's trying to shorten the game up on the offensive end.
Ellison to Spears. Jump step, left hand, no good.
And tired body language at time for Spears after he missed that layup.
2.5 minutes remaining and a 1-point East Catholic lead. And they're content to eat clock right now.
Yeah. Yeah, they want to shorten this game and get a good look at the rim.
Yeah, if they don't get a backdoor cut here, you're not going to see them shoot. They're going to get a layup, a floater, or nothing at all. They'll take the air out of it.
Yep. And Ken Smith says you got to come out and play.
And a timeout.
Good timeout.
Luke Riley, East Catholic, 2:05 remaining. So, before the game, we talked a lot about the hype. Number 1 East Catholic, number 2 Windsor.
Yeah.
Defending state champions, the team they beat. Could it live up to the hype? Well, with 2 minutes and 5 seconds remaining, it's a 1-point game.
That's Stroll, yeah. Look at him move without the basketball, and that's that little backdoor cut. That's teammates doing work. That's Stroll and Noling, and Noling knowing where Stroll's going to be. So that's team basketball right there. Talk about limiting possessions. I would be shocked right now with 2:05 left. Unless they got a layup, they would try to take another minute or so off this clock.
I don't think they're going to shoot the ball. And if they don't get a layup, they're going to make Windsor overplay.
Yeah.
And as soon as Windsor overplays, usually you get that
backdoor. Yeah, Windsor with 5 fouls right now, so they have to foul 2 more times before they can get to the line. He's Catholic.
I want to single out the work of Logan Macaluso, the senior for East Catholic. I think he's been fabulous tonight, whether it's knocking down free throws, those high screens, rebounding. He's been tremendous. And right now, you're right, the body language on Windsor, they look tired.
Tired, yeah. Tired. They're not, they're not crashing the offensive glass. They're, after a miss, they're kind of slumping their shoulders. Yeah.
All 5 of Macaluso's points here in the second half.
Yeah.
As East Catholic overcame a deficit as big as 10.
Yeah.
All the way back now with a 1-point lead and the basketball.
First lead with 5.5 to go. Give or take a few seconds.
Now they got McCoy out on Noling. And Limerick tries to set up a screen. Now they're going to clear out. There goes Noling to the basket. Hangs, switches to the right hand. Can't finish, and a big rebound by McCoy.
It's set play. They had it. Coach Riley talked about it. Nolan couldn't deliver.
Switch to the right. McKeithen. Spears gives up the 3. Drives. Hangs. Can't finish, but there's McCoy.
They're going to call goaltending, I think.
No, they're going to call a foul on the floor, it looks like. Basket is good.
He's calling goaltending. Smack of the rim, I think, Case.
All right.
So Spears will get that basket, I do believe.
Basket by Spears puts Windsor up 1 with 1:34 seconds remaining. Because, we got to have a little something to everything.
That's it.
Noling Being guarded great by Spears. It'll stay here. That's a great battle.
A little extra energy when you get the lead. You pick things up on a defensive end. Spears is energized.
And a timeout, Ken Smith in Windsor. Right now, let's take a look at this goaltend here now. Spears went to the basket. Yeah, and there's Limerick smacking the backboard.
Oh, as soon as the official threw up his arm. There's the brain trust right there. Listen, that looks like the football staff, doesn't it?
That looks like offensive linemen and defensive linemen.
Yeah.
And defensive linemen. That's a big group right there.
Strength and conditioning coach for the football team. I don't know, jeez. Who do you like on Sunday?
Well, what's there, a game Sunday?
Yeah, something like that.
Who's playing Sunday?
Yeah, those two teams.
You're talking about the Super Bowl?
Yes.
I like the home team.
They gonna flip a coin for this one? What are you gonna do?
I actually I'm a fan of the 49ers in this one.
Yeah, I am too.
Oh man. I just
That should be a fun game, man. Patrick Mahomes is a fun player.
The good news for for me in a Super Bowl like this, I have no rooting interest in it other than to watch it be a great game.
Yeah.
And I gotta hope my squares hit.
That's it.
That's all I'm looking for.
Yep.
So you're East Catholic. What are you looking for here?
Backdoor cut. I'm going to look for a little two-man basketball between Noling and Stroll. You know, why not? It's worked with them. They've got good chemistry out there. I want a good shot at the rim, though. I'm not settling for anything.
First, you got to inbound it. And they get it into Stroll. And a tip.
And it's saying Windsor basketball. No.
They're saying East Catholic basketball, but Windsor's saying it was tipped.
Yeah.
I think it was. I think Spears is right.
Another timeout by Luke Riley.
Yeah, because
you can't be lazy with handoff passes against this Windsor team. And that's what that was. It was a lazy pass.
Well, that's the thing. I said you got to get it in first. I don't think inbound. I think that's one of the hardest spots to inbound from. I don't love the deep sideline inbounds pass because you don't have a lot of room with the out of bounds to one side of you. It's easy to defend the pass. The handoff is one thing, but Windsor, as soon as you hand it off, Windsor's going to trap it.
Yeah.
Game Day is a production of The Day Publishing Company. If you'd like to support Game Day and help us continue to bring you the best in Connecticut high school sports, like this one, please consider purchasing a print or digital subscription to The Day at theday.com/subscribe. Well, we've been looking forward to this one all year long.
Yeah,
we've marked it off. We've said it, and it may not have been the
eye candy,
the 85-84 game.
Yeah,
but
it's a good basketball game.
It is, and these two teams are legit. I mean, you look at Windsor and you think, how does anyone hang with that athleticism, the speed of those guards and Ellison? But then you look at East Catholic and they are just rock steady.
Discipline.
Oh.
Discipline, patience, never wavered. On the road.
There's the inbound. Stroll up top now, goes to Wilson. High screen from Noling. Stroll, drive, hangs, no good. Limerick fought for the rebound. Stroll for three, in and out. Limerick with a follow, can't finish. Tip, who's gonna get it? It's Ellison. With a minute left, Ellison comes out of the pack. All the opportunities for East Catholic were there.
Wow. 2-3 scoring opportunities for the Eagles at the rim, and they cannot convert.
And Limerick had a real good one, and he just couldn't get it to go down.
Yeah, point blank.
And so Spears will go to the line. I mean, Stroll had a great look from three.
Yeah.
In and out. Two follows, in and out.
1-on-1.
And he misses it. And Stroll with a big rebound.
Calling for a high ball screen here.
Oh, great screen. Limerick corner. Wilson pump fake. Hood, he doesn't want any part of it. He's going to pull it back out. Are they going to go for a final shot here?
East Catholic's got one timeout left.
Corner, Wilson for three, no good. Rebound, Noling drives, and he's going to be fouled going to the basket with 17 and a half seconds remaining.
Chance after chance after chance for East Catholic. Matt Noling trying to rescue his team down by one with 17.6 seconds left. And Ken Smith, I believe, wants to call timeout. Put the man on ice.
17 and a half seconds remaining, and Noling will shoot two. Has a chance to put them up one, which is, perfect so that Windsor gets a last shot, which we know is going to be Spears going to the basket.
Yeah. Boy, but the patience and just the stick-to-itiveness of East Catholic not to waver, and Matt Noling right here working, grabs the offensive rebound, goes to the rim, and then the foul.
And that foul was on Spears, not McCoy. He outworked McCoy that time. McCoy's been fabulous on the glass tonight. That time Noling just outworked him, got position and went and got it. 17 and a half seconds remaining. Matt Noling headed to Yale. Gonna go to the line and shoot two. What's more pressure? Taking the SATs when you know that Yale's in your future, or shooting two down one with a 69-game regular season streaking line? Well, since I'm pretty sure that he's going to be Dr. Noling someday, I'm not sure if this is the more pressure or not. I'd like to ask him that one. Physics test or shooting two? And the crowd is going to make sure he hears every bit of it. First one is up, and that is as smooth as his game is. And we are tied at 44. One more, he knocks this one down, and watch the East Catholic faithful lose their minds. Either way, Windsor is going to have a chance at the end of this thing. And the touch is good. East Catholic with a 1-point lead. Ball's in the hands of McKeithen. He drives, hangs with Limerick, reverse. Oh, Corey McKeithen! How did it go down? And a timeout. No, he stepped on the end line. Noling stepped on the end line. 1.6, and Windsor's in position to snap the streak on the athletic hang by Corey McKeithen. Watch this place erupt. He's been quiet all night long, but when they needed the basket, they put it in the hands of rider-bound Corey McKeithen, and he hung and made the hoop. They're going to check the time, I think, find out how much is on the clock. They made it 2.2. Let's watch McKeithen get to the basket. Hang, spin, 360, and the soft touch. A shot for the ages by Corey McKeithen. Now Windsor's going to inbound it. There it goes to McKeithen. He's fouled, and he will go to the line. He'll shoot 1 and 1 with 1.5 seconds remaining. If he knocks them both down, they can't lose in regulation. If he misses, what can East Catholic do with 1.5 seconds? And get a whistle. Windsor wants nobody at the line. They want everyone defending. Noling's going to see a lot of attention. feel like I'm being iced when I'm at the table. First one is up, and it is good. One more from McKeithen, and the crowd feels it. They want to blow the roof off of Windsor High School, and they are 1.5 seconds away. Riley's going to call a timeout regardless of the result. Second one is up, and it's good. Timeout East Catholic. 48-45. They can't lose it in regulation, barring something crazy. What can East Catholic get with 1.5 seconds remaining? Bring in Mike DeMoro. What do you think?
I would run the Bryce Drew play here. Remember the
Catch, hook and lateral.
The Valparaiso play.
Yeah, the hook and lateral, yeah.
Timmy Coase used it at the end of a state championship game and won it for Mercy. Essentially, you're going to put two guys at the opposite elbow, throw long to them. They catch and they will pass to a shooter who's on the dead run.
Let's watch the McKeithen basket one more time. Ultimately, Mike, a 360. He goes, he hangs, a full 360 in the air, and the touch. That might be the basket of the year in the state of Connecticut. Here's what's going to happen, though, on your idea of your play. They're going to foul the guy as soon as he catches the pass. Make him go to the line and shoot 1-and-1 down 3.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And by the way, there you're looking at it. D1. That's all you got to know.
Yeah, he's not going to Ryder because he's afraid of the attention. Hood's going to inbound. He's got the baseline to run. High pass it goes. Tipped. And there it is. Windsor High School has broken the streak. 69 consecutive games for East Catholic. And Corey McKeithen's 360 at the end of regulation propels Windsor to a 48-45 win. To put it in perspective again, December 22nd, 2016 is the last time East Catholic lost a regular season basketball game. They've lost their first one of the year, and Windsor will move to number 1 in the state of Connecticut.
Those teams in Florida must be awfully good, Dave.
Yeah, they must be awfully good. A big win for Windsor. Coach Ken Smith. And Sports Doctor's learning firsthand that the power of he's learning the power of it all.
He just
There's a happy coach, Ken Smith. Congratulations, Windsor. East Catholic, I think they gave just about everything they had, coming all the way back, down 10 at one point. As the crowd will slowly file out.
It's going to be interesting. These teams will meet again. I would be interested if to see what the pace of that game is going to be like.
Well, I think East Catholic figured out the recipe in the second half, which is protect the basketball and get out and transition yourself, and then very deliberate offensively. I think that's what they'll do. Here's the thing. I don't know that Windsor can shoot it any worse from three, though.
True. Good point.
So, you look at this score. I mean, Windsor was 0 for 14 from three. Some awful number. So I don't know that Windsor can shoot any worse. While we're waiting for the Sports Doctor, let's take a look at some of the highlights of the second half. Remember, early lead. Right off the bat, though, Stroll came out, hit the floater, and it looked like East Catholic was going to be a little bit different offensively. They were working the high screens. Limerick with a finish here, and East Catholic found something on those high screen and rolls. But at the end of the day, the athleticism of Windsor, Justice Ellison, basket and a foul, and he really brought it tonight. He was a beast on the boards. You know, Spears with a block there by Limerick. And we see the transition game for East Catholic in the second half. Ellison pull-up, knockdown, and Windsor just kind of kept East Catholic at bay at about 6 points. Inbounds pass and that kick out there to Wilson, and that was the first time we really saw East Catholic. Game was back, they were tied, and then from there it was kind of a seesaw game. Spears with that soft touch, and this basket was very kind to Windsor. They got 2 or 3 really good soft touches. Noling continued to show how smooth he is getting to the basket with a finish there. Macaluso, great minutes as he knocked it down in the middle of the paint. And I think the sports doctor finally has Coach Ken Smith. Sports doctor.
How this
All
guy
right, Coach Ken Smith. Coach, talk about your team's ability to ride the wave tonight. They got a big lead. They come back and fight. You guys come back. And then they have the ability to make that shot at the end.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, the guys showed a lot of character, and they held, and they showed a lot of poise down the stretch. But, obviously, I think we shouldn't have been there, but we were there because East is a no-die, never stop trying team and a great program.
What's the mentality on the bench? Because they're going to make their run. You know how far you get. They're going to make their run. They came back, and they took a lead with 5.5 minutes left to go.
Right.
But your kids seem to fight back and make the last play. Is that what it is with two teams like this? Whoever makes the last play?
I would think so. And sometimes we make it and sometimes they do. But we just glad, we always liked separation, and we couldn't get separation from them. And they kept coming back, and they hung in the game.
This is a league opponent.
Oh,
this is a tough rivalry, a state opponent.
Yeah.
How does this feel right now?
Oh, it feels good. We got one up, but I know, it's lurking down the road. We have to get better.
All right, magical night here. Great job tonight.
Thank you.
Great job here tonight. 1 versus 2 didn't disappoint us.
Thank you. Thanks for coming out.
Congratulations, Coach Smith and Windsor High School. They hang on here in a crazy battle. They were up 10. They lost the lead. They came back on a Corey McKeithen basket, 48-45. Let's take a look at the rest of those second half highlights. Justice Ellison, there we go, the high screen and roll. Macaluso played so big in the second half, and East Catholic looked like they were going to kind of find the magic there in the second half. Noling with a zip pass to Macaluso, and Limerick, Stroll followed up with the finish, and at that point, East Catholic was really sort of taking it to Windsor. They looked tired. East Catholic was running the floor, the finish by Stroll, and Windsor looked tired.
Windsor, and I think, Case, that's maybe why they didn't guard East a little bit more aggressively when East kind of pulled the ball out. I think you're right. I think they were out of gas. There's Stroll again. I had a coach of a college team in the state text me during the game. He likes Stroll. He might have gotten himself a little money tonight.
Yeah, Stroll's a good player. Final play of the game, tipped and loose. And the sports doctor is down with the hero of the game, Corey McKeithen.
Big time shot. Think about it. Corey McKeithen, senior guard tonight. Boy, you came up at the right time for the right shot. On a night where your offense kind of struggled a little bit, you found a way to hit the game winner. Walk me through that last play, son.
When I seen 17 seconds on the clock, I thought about Kobe and how he always just went out and got a bucket when he needed one. And my mind all the way down the court, I just said, I got to get this bucket for everybody.
Now, when you're playing in a game like this, when you guys get a big lead, they come back at you. You're going to get their best shot. What are the things you have to do down the stretch to win this game?
We just got to – I told my team throughout the whole entire game, we have to stay together and stay composed. We have to do everything as we learned and went through practice and just stay together. That was really it.
Now, what does this win mean for you guys? Number 2 versus number 1 in the state. Is it just another win or is it special?
I feel like it's just another win because it doesn't mean anything to Mohegan. That's all I can say.
Yes, yeah, you peak at the right time. It's a great night tonight. Congratulations. Big time shot.
Thank you.
Thank you, sports doctor. Well, we've got some upcoming games for you. Join us next week as we have Killingly at Montville back in the ECC boys basketball, and then Fitch and NFA, the two teams in the ECC. That'll be for the ECC title. And, of course, wrestling, cheerleading, the basketball, all the finals still to come. But tonight it was about the number 1 and number 2 teams in the state, and they didn't disappoint. 48-45, Windsor. For Peter Wappy and the crew, Mike DeMoro and the sports doctor Keith O'Brien, I am Casey O'Neill. It was our privilege to bring you this tonight. Good night, everybody.